Hi, everybody. Great to see you again. I'm going to share about what an amazing our God to work in our life. Now, when God promises, He will keep His promises and He will do it. I have a Bible in here. One thing that I love to our Bible is it is clear the goal from the Lord to us in the future. And one of the book in the Bible named Genesis. Genesis is the first book in the Bible. And some of people can say it all begins from Genesis. Why is that? Because from the book of Genesis, we can find out about God's plan, God's promises, not only to Israelites people, but to all people in the world. Starting from Abraham, God had promises to Abraham that he would have his descendants like stars, that from his descendants all the nation will be blessed. And also, God will give him or his descendants a land. Now, true on God's plan, whatever happened, God makes sure that his plans going through. Now, according to the Bible story from Genesis, it was so fun when I was reading Genesis, how God keep his promises and he will do it. So again, God can use anybody in his plan. So we can see in Genesis, after God told to Abraham, and in the next descendants, even Jacob lied to his father Isaac, but God still used Jacob to fulfill his plan. Of course, in God's plan, there is reward and consequences. Jacob also get consequences. But when we learn in here, God can use anybody, means sinner. Sometimes in our head, it could be a perfect person that can involve in God's plan, but God can use anybody. God also can use David. David did sin several times, but God can still use him because it's like in bahasa suka-suka saya. God can use anybody, but to fulfill his plan, God also can see someone who listen to him. Now, this is amazing story to follow about God's way, to follow about God's plan. Because one time I found it in the Bible, God also can use someone not through Israelites people. If you remember the story about Ruth, Ruth was not from Israelites people. He even was worshiping the other idol. But God can use her to fulfill his plan according to this history. From Ruth, Jesus born to the earth. See how amazing God's plan? So again, God can use anybody, include you and your family, to fulfill his plan. God also used Daniel. If you read the Bible, Daniel had vision, divine vision. So this is amazing. The question is for us, how could we involve in God's plan? Now remember, this Bible is about God's story, is about God's plan. It's not about what we plan, what we want. It's about what God wants. So, according to God's plan, again, what the question to us, how can we involve and going to the point about divine vision? Divine vision is not what we think, but what God think that we can involve inside his plan. That's really important. So in this month, our church have theme topic is about divine vision. We need to make sure, we need to understand that we have to find out what is God's plan. If we don't know yet, we have Bible. We can even find out from internet, or we can buy from the Christian bookstore. Or the amazing things about our church, yes, we have cell group. You can join. If you don't know about God's plan through the Bible, join cell group and find out what is God's plan. Now, sometimes when I'm reading in the Bible, I can find out people who really diligent reading Bible, and then join to the Christian group, in the cell group. God can use them easily. Many people God already use it because they totally understood, they understand. But it doesn't mean if you haven't learned about Bible yet that God cannot use it. God can use anyone. So I encourage you, everybody, because our topic in our church about divine vision, would you please find out, join in cell group. We can share about Bible, about God's plan, so you can find out, oh, that is, it's not what I want. It's not about my family wants. It's about God, what God wants in our life. Now, after this, our amazing pastor, Pastor Tommy, Pastor Mario, Pastor Paul will explain more detail about divine vision. Well, have a nice day, everyone. May God bless you all. Bye.